Are the FBI texts bombshells or duds? Hey, thanks for watching. Today I'm going to be talking about the latest FBI texts and what that means to us. I'm going to give you my thoughts on something that Obama said a while ago in an interview and whether that stacks up to reality, and tell you about my frustrations about talking politics. And usually I like to go to source material for this if I can. And today there was a Committee on Homeland Security and Government Affairs put out the Clinton email scandal and the FBI's investigation of it, an interim report. You can read this. I'll leave a link in the description. And when we're talking about the text, we're talking about this. The DOJ investigation led to the discovery of the text messages between FBI Assistant Director of Counterintelligence Division Peter Strzok and FBI Attorney Lisa Page. When presented with the content of these text messages, Special Counsel Robert Mueller immediately dismissed Strzok from his investigative team. So these texts came out today. They're on the net. They're everywhere. You can read them for yourself. I'm guessing you won't, right? Nobody will. Nobody goes to the source to check it out for themselves. You'll just listen to what CNN says, or what Alex Jones says, or what Fox News says, or what MSNBC says. I'm really frustrated. In my own life, I live here in Portland, and I would say 100% of the people that I know are on team left. Right? And nobody wants to hear anything that may contradict or put down or draw suspicion of anyone that's on the left side of the aisle. And I'm sure if I had friends that were Republicans or conservative, that it would be the same case, except, in the opposite. Trump is always right, and the Republicans are always right, and the Democrats are evil, and all that nonsense. But I'm getting really frustrated, personally, about this. I'll go to this source material here. It says the POTUS, that's the President of the United States, wants to know everything we are doing, Page told Strzok in one of these texts, right? And then, I'll look at a Obama interview where he says just the opposite. Here, I'll check it out.
Mr. President, when you say what you've just said, when Josh Earnest said, as he did, your spokesman, in January, the information from the Justice Department is she's not a target, some people, I think, are worried whether or not the decision, whether or not how to handle the case will be made on political grounds, not legal grounds. Can you guarantee to the American people, can you direct the Justice Department to say Hillary Clinton will be treated as the evidence goes, she will not be in any way protected?
I can guarantee that. And I can guarantee that not because I give Attorney General Lynch a directive. That is institutionally how we have always operated. I do not talk to the Attorney General about pending investigations. I do not talk to FBI directors about pending investigations. We have a strict line and always have maintained it, previous presidents.
Just to button this up.
I guarantee it. I guarantee that there is no political influence in any investigation conducted by the Justice Department or the FBI, not just in this case, but in any case.
And she will be
full stop, period.
And she will be treated no differently?
Guaranteed, full stop. Nobody gets treated differently when it comes to the Justice Department, because nobody is above the law.
Even if she ends up as the Democratic nominee?
How many times do I have to say it, Chris? Guaranteed.
In it, he says, I guarantee that there is no political influence in any investigation conducted by the Justice Department or the FBI, not just in this case, but in any case, full stop, period. Nobody's above the law. That's what he said. That's what Obama said. Now, I remember this interview, and I remember when he said it, and I was like, that's a little insane to make that claim. There's probably a little bit of political influence in cases. There's always some political influence in cases. There's political influence in, like, local drunk driving cases. There's political influence sometimes in parking tickets. So it's a kind of bold claim to make. But today it was revealed in these texts that, that he wanted to know everything that was going on. In this case, when he said that there was a clean line, there was a clear line. And I don't know, who am I to believe, right? You or my lying eyes, right? It really doesn't matter how much evidence there is, I've found, for people that are not open to the idea that their leaders are lying to them. This is a pretty fascinating read. You can check out this report. You won't, but the conclusion I agree with. We should all recognize the harm done to our rule of law when crimes go unpunished, because government officials look the other way for the wealthy, famous, or powerful. Americans rightly expect a single and impartial system of justice for all, not one for the well-connected and a separate one for everyone else. Well, I think that's something that we can all agree with. I can just predict what we're going to hear about these texts and what it means. And it's not going to change anybody's mind. On a side note, Obama said, not just in this case, but in any case, full stop, period.
Not just in this case, but in any case.
And she will be
full stop, period.
And I had to look that up. What is full stop? I actually didn't know. And full stop is British for the grammatical mark, period. So we would say period, talking about the dot, they would say full stop. A lot of people are using it now for emphasis. My name is Tom, full stop. So I'm emphatic, that's really my name. Not a big fan of the full stop, not a big fan of that, using that as a verbal crutch. It's kind of like at the end of the day and things like that. But whatever, now you know where it comes from. So the reason that I made this channel was so that I could talk about what I was thinking about, my opinions on things, and to get feedback and kind of have a discussion. And I'm really counting on the discussion that I can have here, because I really can't have one in my own personal life. No one wants to talk to me about any of this kind of stuff. And it's hard. I was trying to think of if there is anything, if there are any political topics at all that reasonable people could disagree on. That used to be the case. I like to think that most of my opinions I'm not 100% on. That, with some more evidence or looking at things from a different perspective, I may change my mind. But I don't think that's most people. Maybe I'm living in a fantasy world where I think that we can look at evidence and draw conclusions and sometimes think, oh, someone on my side of the aisle was wrong. Someone on your side of the aisle was wrong. How about that? That's my question to you. If you can answer it in the comments, I'd love it. But I'd really want to know, are you open to having your mind changed about anything? Peace. You can help me reach my goal of 250 subscribers by clicking the like button and subscribing. Thanks.